to ZB&J podcast.
I'm the Z.
And I'm the J. Well, again, we were without the B of our group. He had a little car trouble a couple weekends ago. He decided to sideswipe a semi, or the semi sideswiped him. One or the other. It's not good. So he will not be joining us for this rendition of the ZB&J podcast. Zach, you look amused.
He totally hit that semi.
I mean, we weren't in the car, thankfully. And he's okay, also, thankfully. But, yeah. I don't know how much he wanted us to talk about that, but, hey, man.
He's not here to defend himself, so we can make up whatever story we want.
Yeah, all I know is, Ted, if you're listening, buddy, you would think that the jokes would have stopped at the Royal Rumble party. They're not going to stop. I'm not going to talk about it right now, though, because first things first, we got to get to some sad news. I'm sure everybody who's listening knows the night of the Royal Rumble, we lost Kobe Bryant, one of the greatest sports influencers.
Icons, period.
Yeah, icon. Sports icon for sure, and even just
regular icon.
Like,
you can't go anywhere and not know who Kobe is.
Yeah, I mean, you see 8 jerseys, you see 24 jerseys all over the place. Anytime in middle school, and everybody crumpled up paper and threw it in the trash basket. If
Kobe!
If they didn't yell Kobe, they were doing something wrong.
Didn't count.
Yeah, anytime they'd miss. Again, we were up by 10 anyway. It's fine.
I'm almost 30, and I still Kobe at most every day.
Yeah. Apparently, they're starting to say Curry in class, and I want to get that shut down.
Yeah, no, it is definitely Kobe.
Yeah, for sure. I agree wholeheartedly. And I wasn't the biggest fan of Kobe when he was playing. I didn't hate him. Like, I knew he was good, and that's part of the reason I didn't really like him. Also, people were saying he's better than Michael. I still don't think he's better than MJ. But, I mean, he's top 3 of all time, for sure.
I'm a Knicks fan. I really don't care about basketball right now.
Yeah, I don't. I'm a Bulls fan / Raptors fan, and I still don't care about basketball. It's out of the top 4, it's probably number 4.
Shit, at this point, I'm almost watching soccer before I'm watching the Knicks play.
But we just wanted to say, give our condolences to all the families affected by the helicopter crash. Just to Kobe's family, his wife, and his 3 kids he left behind, and I can't believe his daughter was on that helicopter too. That's like, hearing Kobe died was awful. Hearing that his daughter was on board, there's no words. Like, really, I can't imagine. It's unimaginable. So
that was a very rough. That was a rough morning.
It was. I was just playing Madden, quarterback of the Packers and the face of the franchise mode or whatever. Get a text from Zach. Kobe died today. I was like, Kobe who? I didn't think Kobe Bryant. Like, it wouldn't be that Kobe. But then Zach was like, what other Kobes do you know? I'm like, good point, but it can't be Kobe Bryant.
And I was watching the Pro Bowl when I just started seeing stuff on Facebook through, like, TMZ and, like, all those fake news sites. And I'm like, if this was true, ESPN would be all over it. And it took a good 25, 30 minutes before that they cut into the Pro Bowl and actually went to an NBC newscast. And they're like,
ABC.
Or whatever.
I only know because I work for ABC, so I know what channels it is.
Shut up.
I'm just saying, we want to be factually accurate here.
One of the damn news channels. And, yeah, that's, at first it was just Kobe, and then, like, 20 minutes later it was Kobe and 3 other people.
And everyone started assuming it was just his whole family, and that wasn't right either.
Apparently him and his wife have an agreement that...
I believe his wife's name is Vanessa.
Okay, I was going to say Vanessa too, but... It's just slipping my mind right now, but they had an agreement that they would never fly in the chopper at the same time for this exact reason.
That's ridiculous.
And I'm seeing people complain like, oh, why is he taking a chopper for an hour car ride instead of just driving all this? And it's like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. He preferred to fly because it was easier to just get on a helicopter and fly to wherever instead of trying to deal with that LA traffic.
Look, if you're playing GTA 5, which is loosely based off LA, it's Los Santos, but it's Los Angeles, do you want to drive in that traffic? In real life, it's even worse. You're bumper to bumper, especially during work hours. So like 3 o'clock to 7 o'clock is bumper to bumper the entire way. Like you're gonna want to just take a helicopter or take a plane or cheat the system, which is not really cheating. If you have the money to buy your own helicopter, do it.
Hey, if I have money, I'm buying my own helicopter.
Exactly.
I don't even like to fly. But
Exactly.
guess what? I can say I own a goddamn helicopter.
Exactly. So, yeah. Did you also hear the other report that the helicopter was previously owned by the state of Illinois?
Yes, I did. I did see that.
Of course it was.
Like, why does that matter?
It doesn't, but it'll make
90%
Illinois look even
of the
worse.
reports that we're getting out of this thing is just like, why? Who cares? Just at this point, like, Sunday and Monday sucked. Now we say our piece and just the only thing we can do is just wait for the air traffic control to give us an exact what happened. But it just
even then, I mean, it's just this is our healing phase now. I think everyone's over the initial shock. I have friends on Facebook and Twitter that were in shock. I mean, I was in shock, and like I said, I'm not even a basketball fan, or I wasn't even really a Kobe fan. But somebody who was 44 or 44,
41.
41,
41.
Oh my goodness.
This was his first year on the Hall of Fame ballot, and obviously
he's going in now.
He was going in regardless. But now it's
There's no doubt about it now. But time for healing, and again, but you didn't like Kobe as a player. I mean, I don't know how you couldn't like Kobe as a player or as a person. This is a tragedy, and nobody wants anything like this to happen, no matter how much you dislike somebody. So we just want to say our piece, get that out of there. Luckily, Sunday night, at least us wrestling fans were able to kind of
we had a moment. We had a moment for sure.
Yeah, we were able to just kind of forget about it for a while and just shut our brains off and enjoy some good old-fashioned wrestling with the Royal Rumble, the 2020 rendition of it. Edition? Whatever. I think renditions.
Rendition.
It's like live concerts. You know what? They're live. It's a rendition. Whatever. Forget it.
It's a thingy.
Yeah.
It's a thingy. Royal Rumble thingy.
Overall, already, I'm just going to say it was probably the best pay-per-view top to bottom in a long time. Yeah, there was a sleeper in, I think, the Bayley-Lacey Evans match. But
I feel like I should smack you for that.
What?
Lacey Evans is so not prepared to carry a brand at all.
Well, that's why she didn't win, right? I mean, they needed somebody, and Sasha Banks is hurt, and who else?
Sasha Banks is on her way out.
I mean,
I don't care if she makes it to WrestleMania, I'm going to be shocked.
Oh, she's gonna make it to WrestleMania.
I'm going to be shocked.
I think it's gonna be the same thing as last year, where she loses, whatever. She's in whatever program, and then she's just like, bye, see ya.
She is hitting up Jericho on Twitter, telling them to book her. I'm gonna be shocked if she makes it to WrestleMania.
Who's she? Odell Beckham? Trade for me. Get me. Come get me.
I mean, at this point, he's probably gonna get traded again, but that's not here or there.
No.
Let's not get distracted.
Yeah, but Zach, do you wanna let's run down the card a little bit, give our thoughts and. What was the first? I don't even remember. Was it Baron Corbin?
It was yet again.
Roman?
It was King Corbin and Roman Reigns.
Oh boy, everyone's favorite feud. Second favorite feud. Everyone loves the Bobby Lashley Rusev stuff. But this one is absolutely right up there with people's favorites. I will say,
I hope this is the last one.
I mean, it should be.
I hope.
Roman was supposed to win the Rumble and face Bray Wyatt, so I'm hoping they kickstart that program like tomorrow. We're taping this on Thursday the 30th, so it's the Thursday after the Royal Rumble. We're hoping that we just kickstart our way to WrestleMania. The road started at Rumble. Obviously, we'll get to the winners of the Rumble match a little bit later, but usually when they have matches there, they pretty much end the storyline and they start bringing up the WrestleMania stuff, get people interested, because people are not interested in Roman Reigns versus King Corbin.
They were never interested in Roman Reigns versus King Corbin. And for all the crap that Corbin gets, he's a solid worker.
Yeah.
I mean, he's safe. You don't hear any bad things about him. And he plays the heel like a heel.
He does.
He's not one of those like Pac.
Yeah.
Pac in AEW. He's a heel. He's a bad guy, but he still gets a bunch of cheers.
Yeah.
His music comes on and people get excited. And talk about a hit and a miss on WWE with Pac/Neville, whatever you want to call him.
Right.
That guy is a stud.
He's good.
But Corbin, right now, bar none, next to Shane McMahon, best heel in the company.
Oh, people would disagree with the Shane McMahon part.
You hear, here comes the money, and you immediately groan, roll your eyes, and just wish he was gone. That is grade A heel heat.
That's true. I will say, though, that match was pretty enjoyable. Like, I mean, they had an entire cheating baseball. Could you not play with your phone over there, man?
My bad.
That's coming right on the microphone, bro.
My bad.
What did we learn from last week? Don't play with stuff. You can look at stuff. Don't play with it. But no, I thought they had entire cheating.
As soon as this was announced, we knew damn well that Rude and Ziggler were going to interfere and the Usos were going to interfere. But it worked.
It did.
It worked.
They went all. the porta potty spot could have.
That was corny. That was so corny.
It was corny, but
they've done it before with it being a lot more disgusting than that. And
yeah, it wound up being on wheels, which is the only one over there that was on wheels, and they had nothing come out, which is good for our sake because we were eating pizza at the time. But
but still, man, at least get some of that blue cleaning stuff on them or something.
Yeah, and a lot of people, at least, I was at a party. I was at B's house for a Royal Rumble party. Zach couldn't make it because
I had bronchitis.
Yeah, he's sick. You should see us right now. We're kind of both in different corners talking right now.
We got our own little caves and armories.
It's
it's war.
It's something. But we were there, and there were people like, "Oh, I want them to go into the clubhouse. I want them to go all the way to the backstage area, just show, what was it, Minute Maid Park? Is that the Astro Stadium?
That sounds right.
The Asterisk Stadium, the cheaters.
Hey, calm
down.
I
want them to go in the clubhouse. I want them to go behind, backstage. I'm like, anytime if I was at the Royal Rumble and I paid money to see that match, granted, I wouldn't have paid money to see that match. But if I had a kid who liked Roman Reigns or whatever, and they wanted to see Roman, I'd have been mad if they went backstage. Now you have to see the rest of the match on a little TV screen, miles away from you.
There was a lot of issues with the lights, the sun.
The pre-show, man.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. I don't know what had to have been a creative idea because as soon as the actual Royal Rumble took place, the lighting was normal, but they had this kind of weird LED blue light.
Just go on Twitter and just see all the people just we can't see the TV, we can't see the ring, nothing because of the lights, the sun. It was bad. It was bad, and then you had people still trying to get in as the pre-show's going on.
And that's every year.
No, not
every
nearly as. We're talking around the stadium, waiting in line.
Oh, I think that was true in WrestleMania 32 at AT&T Stadium because they only opened the doors an hour before show.
Oh, that's that. Well, now we got 2-hour fucking pre-shows now.
In the largest arena in America, well, at least indoor arena, because it was at AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys played. They host 110,000 people.
That sounds about right.
And
I think the Jumbotron's the size of a football field. Yeah,
I think WWE could fit 130,000 because they have all the people on the field, or I don't know if they roll out the field when there's nobody there and they just have concrete or whatever. But
no, the field was there.
Was it?
Yeah, the field
might have been under a tarp.
It was under something, but I clearly remember in the Corbin reigns, I could, because I was confused. I'm like, this
Minute
looks...
Minute Maid, yeah.
Oh, you're talking about?
I was still talking about AT&T. But
AT&T, I think the turf stays there, and they just put something over it.
It had to be a tarp, or maybe padding floors. Anyway, I'm gonna admit, if I hope this was the send off, and I think it was
a very good send off.
It was the best match they could have had after this feud that nobody wanted.
And it feels like they've been fighting forever
to have it. It feels like ever since
Corbin
Fox took
won King of the Ring, and since then it's just been him and Roman, and just they're trying to keep Roman away from the title scene until probably now.
Yeah, till tomorrow night.
And just this with Corbin, I don't think they're going to get the reaction that they really want from the fans with Roman back in the title picture.
Look at last year with Baron Corbin. Kurt Angle wanted to go up against Corbin because he thinks he's the best new heel. Nobody wanted Corbin to retire Kurt Angle.
Definitely no one wanted that.
Except for Kurt Angle, and I think Vince McMahon. If it was up to me, John Cena came back and just fought Kurt Angle because that was John Cena's first match. It would have been a nice send-off. But that didn't happen because WWE and Baron Corbin.
Agree. But I'd say that it was a chaotic opener. It had good spots like one of the Usos jumping off and taking out everybody with that little splash was pretty cool. Past that, I hope they're done. I don't really care to ever see them wrestle ever again.
Agreed. Well, you know what's gonna happen.
I know, but hey,
probably probably on the road. But anyway, after that, we went right into the Women's Royal Rumble, which I thought they'd have at least one more match and have like a one match filler in between. But
and it didn't help that the Bayley Lacey Evans was after this, because whatever's after the Rumble, the crowd's dead. No one cares.
Yeah.
It's hard to have a good match when the crowd doesn't care.
I mean, I'm sure they planned it that way because like of all the matches on the card, that's probably the one I've been like the most.
You're right.
Because I mean, both other men's singles men's matches had a stipulation to it. The women's matches did not. And although I think Becky Lynch versus Asuka it was great last year, and I think it was great on paper. You don't look at Lacey Evans and be like, "Ooh, I can't wait to see that match." It's
just something about Lacey Evans. Like, yeah, the face turn has helped her a lot, but man, she comes out and just nothing about her screams
star.
Yeah, like she's gonna be a good mid-card act for however long she wants to be, but I just don't think she has that it factor.
No, I don't either. Anyway, there's a Rumble match beforehand. Unless you want to talk about the Rumble matches at the end, we can do that.
Speaking of who doesn't have it factors and whatnot, Bianca Belair. Oh,
you don't think she has the it factor?
Oh no, I'm saying she has the it factor. And then she's got some to share.
Opposite.
Oh my god!
They made her look like an absolute. They did to her what I thought they were gonna do with what's her face?
Which one? Baszler?
Baszler, yeah, Shayna Baszler.
Dude, she's legit. Like, Baszler,
hey, you were screaming her praises when we saw her at NXT TakeOver Chicago, too.
I do love me some Shayna Baszler. Like, she is legit badass. She's done everything you can possibly do in NXT. Like, she just needs to come up to the main roster and take out Charlotte. Like,
I mean, that's what I was hoping was going to happen in the Rumble. And, of course, obviously, that did not happen because WWE likes to push Charlotte to the moon every chance, even though she doesn't need it. She's just the daughter of Ric Flair. We get it. She's good.
And, when she first was coming around, NXT, in, the first year or two that she was on the main roster, she had some good matches. She was... I would say her music would come on. I'd get annoyed because it's just Charlotte Flair, but I knew I was going to be impressed with what I saw. It seems like the last couple of years, she's just kind of coasting it. She doesn't nearly have as many good matches as she used to. And honestly, right now, the main roster, the Raw and SmackDown women's, there's something missing. There is no... Becky Lynch went from the hottest thing ever for, a good year or so with the man gimmick. And then when her and Seth went live with their relationship. I don't know. That killed her heat. That killed his. And
I mean, it was around Survivor Series where she started doing the man stuff.
It was Survivor Series because Nia Jax broke her face.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Ronda versus Becky Lynch right then and there, and Nia broke her face, and they're like, "Yeah, you can't wrestle at Survivor Series, so sit out." And that just hyped up the crowd even more than it had before, and that started her reign. I mean, Seth Rollins was just kind of floating. He was like, "I'm IC champ. Nobody cares. I don't care." Nice water bottle crackle, Zach.
You're welcome.
There's some editing. Well, now I talked about it. Hey, see, if you talk about it, you don't have to edit it because then they'll know what you're talking about. Anyway.
I needed some agua.
That's why you just leave the cap off and just... Anyway, getting off topic. Seth only got hot because he finally dropped the IC title because he was kind of boring with it.
And he's a much better heel than face.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the stuff he's doing now isn't the best.
It's a little cringy. The whole pretending that he's the savior of Raw and just that he's not the bad guy.
He's just a straight edge savior 2.0. at this point.
I don't know.
But it's more for trying to save Raw instead of trying to cleanse the masses. I mean, it's better than anything he was doing face. At least he has a character now, because he was just kind of like, I'm Seth Rollins. I do stuff.
And they finally gave Buddy Murphy something.
Yeah. Instead of just knocking on Aleister Black's door every other week, it's like,
dude, I don't care. I would pay money to watch a night of nothing but Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what anyone says. Those 3 matches were some of the best matches that were on Raw the entire year.
Yeah. But Seth Rollins beat Brock Lesnar at Mania, won the title, and then immediately like, oh, look, Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are engaged now because nobody knew they were dating. Let's immediately put them against Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans, who we already talked about both being like, there's no it factor to these people. You're just killing them.
Corbin has the heel it factor.
Well,
Lacey Evans has no it factor.
Baron Corbin's still boring, though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's easy to boo, and he's good at doing what he does. He needs more oomph,
his moveset's pretty nice. Like, the end of the days is a badass finisher. Yeah. The deep 6 is fantastic. Like, when he gets like good spin on it and everything, that's a pretty ass move. And then what's Lacey Evans got? A punch?
And it's not even her finisher, I don't think.
Is it not?
I don't think. I don't think she's won a match. I couldn't tell you.
All right, so there.
She just hits everybody with the women's right, and it's like, oh, that was not a match. That was just a segment.
Yep.
Cool.
On that note, we're done talking about Lacey Evans for the night.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's go back to the. Well, I mean, we're not because we have her title match to talk about. But we're still in the women's Royal Rumble.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, we're still on Bianca Belair because that's a little tangent we went off of.
All right,
they made her look like an absolute star. Can we also talk about Beth Phoenix?
We are definitely talking about Beth Phoenix.
As soon as she came out, I was like, well, Edge has to be in the match.
Exactly.
Right?
That was my thoughts, too. As soon as she came out, and as soon as like she was in for more than like 5 minutes, I'm like, there's something fishy going on.
This isn't just
and I like it, okay? I like it.
I don't think it's just a one and done with her either. Maybe now because of the, like, let's just talk about it. Like, she is one of the toughest
I would
women
not
I've
fuck
seen.
with Beth Phoenix.
I'm trying not to use bad words like that on this, but I agree. Like,
nope.
I mean, first of all, you have to deal with Adam Copeland, her husband, if you do mess with her. Second of all, she would handle you herself before Edge would have to get to you.
She still looked good though.
Oh, she
looked in fantastic shape. Look, absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Like, she's a babe, but she was also in wrestling shape.
For sure. I mean, her and Edge were, which is
we're not talking. We're gonna get to Edge in a minute here. Let's calm it down there.
But I mean, she was fighting Bianca Belair. Just hit her with a punch, and Beth went back selling it. And all of a sudden,
were trying to toss her over, and she just kind of went too far back and cracked the back of her head.
On the metal LED.
I don't know why she cracked it on something.
Board.
And
it was that. It was. You know how they have the LED where the ring posts are now. She cracked it on that because it's just like a ledge.
Yeah, you think they'd have
they need
something
more padding. They need padding
on
it. Because like I didn't see that happen because again I was at a party. I was talking with everybody too. We were watching mostly, but we would turn to talk to our buddy or whatever. And all of a sudden, I look back over and all of a sudden,
hair is red.
Yeah, somebody was in there with red hair. I'm like,
who the hell is that?
Marie back? I don't think she'd be in the match. And then she turns around. I was like, oh, that's Beth. That doesn't look good.
And she still went on for what, another 20, 25 minutes?
I mean, she was what, final 3 or final 4? Final 3 because Natalya, Beth, Shayna, and Charlotte. That was the final 4. Pretty sure.
Yeah, I think you're right because Natalya came in and
yeah, I had her number. We pulled random numbers, and that's who we root for in the match. I got Natalya. Whoopity-doo.
Oh, I got Kairi Sane, so...
I mean, at least you had something to cheer for.
Not really.
Hey, Kairi Sane, badass elbow. What does Natalya have? Just everything that her uncle did. Whoopee. Good job.
See, that was... No, we can say that about Charlotte, but Natalya's busted her ass for everything. How long has Natalya been in the WWE? What? We're pushing 15 years? I think she's the
longest tenured.
Like, she started showing up around D.H. Smith and Tyson Kidd.
That's 2009, 2008? Was it before the HD era? I don't think so.
I don't know.
I think she got called up on the main roster.
And then she went through some. She went through some terrible.
Yeah, but I would believe Kairi Sane winning over Natalya. You know what I mean? Just because Asuka was battling later on in the night, it could have been like a tag team breakup. But I mean, I didn't expect her to win. But it just made more sense than Natalya. Anyway, I don't want to talk about that. Right. I don't want to linger on that. Beth Phoenix is tough as nails.
I agree. And I hope she comes back. I hope.
Yeah. Do we want to slide past the Kelly being in, or she just comes in, does a stink face, and gets eliminated?
I mean, we could talk about Liv Morgan and Lana and whatever happened there.
Does it happen at least once every other year or once a year now where somebody that's eliminated eliminates somebody else?
That just drives me.
I feel like that should be so illegal. Like, I know there's no rules.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know there's no rules.
How do you get tossed over, come back in, toss somebody else over, and then they're eliminated? That just doesn't make sense.
I mean, they twisted the rules when Randy Savage accidentally eliminated himself all those many years ago. Why can't they just be like, oh, no, they can't do that? But, of course, they do twist the rules because they wanted it to happen that way. By the way, Liv Morgan is an absolute babe also.
Keep your eyes off my babe.
You can keep faking McGee. That's fine. Also, her spot with Otis. We were talking about Mandy Rose, by the way. I swear I thought she was out. I was like, oh, because I think it was like the camera people had some.
Dude, they were terrible.
But that was one of the few moments where it was good because you think she's gone, and then they just cut.
She's just laying on Otis
with his tongue waggling, which was, dude, Otis is the man right now.
I swear to God, if they break that boy's heart with this storyline, I'm going to lose it.
Mandy is a heel by nature. Like, you can't look at her and say, oh, yeah, she's a face. She's a bad girl all day, every day.
I mean, between Fire and Desire, like, yeah, definitely I think Mandy would be the heel, and then Deville would be a decent face.
Especially since,
but the way that they're rolling with this storyline with Otis, it's going opposite. Like, it's looking like Deville's going to just kick her right in the face one of these days, and then kick Otis, too, for the hell of it.
People have debated that was originally where the Liv Lana thing went to, that Sonya and was going to get jealous of Otis because they were hooking up. I don't know if that's true. It's just rumors that I've heard, from numerous dirt sheets and actually a few friends too. I'm like, that kind of makes sense because Sonya Deville is actually a lesbian and gay, whereas I don't think Liv might be bi. But did I say something?
Why did you have to clarify on gay and lesbian there, bud?
I want to cover all the bases so people don't think that I'm.
We're trying to be PC around here.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I don't know. I am not gay. I don't know the technical terms. This is my second podcast, man. I haven't had any hate mail yet. I'm trying to cover all my bases.
Actually,
right now.
we did get some hate mail.
Oh yeah. So we said, what was it? I don't want to pull it up. It was like, oh my God, go the fuck away or some shit like that.
And I hate you. Like, there's an I hate you
go
too.
The fuck away.
Yeah.
Same guy. Just I boosted a post. All right, I spent $10 to try to reach like 700 people. It reached like 700 people. I got like 4 other likes out of it. By the way, since we're talking about it, if you guys like this podcast, go ahead and head to our Facebook, facebook.com/ZB_N_J podcast, because we need all the likes we can get. The more likes we get, that means the more want there is for our podcast, which means we can spend more money. We can improve. You don't have to hear my echo on Zach's microphone or vice versa. You should see how much foam padding we have in front of our faces right now, trying to cut that out. I spent almost a week editing this thing last time.
It's a soundproof bunker.
We've changed locations. We have a different setup. We bought a new microphone. We're trying everything we can to help help improve this. And since we're halfway through the podcast right now, I just wanted to say, hey guys, we appreciate the support, but let's try and get more likes. If you like hearing us talk shit about each other to each other's faces, for the whole world to listen to, punch that like bell.
And I'll punch him in the nuts.
Don't do that. No, that's fake news. It's fake news. Fake news of any news I've ever heard. Anyway, yeah.
Now we're getting banned.
Not to get political. Anyway, Charlotte Flair wins the Women's Royal Rumble. I'm not the biggest fan of that because
should have been Shayna.
Should have been Shayna because it's Shayna's first anything on the main roster.
She did the Survivor Series.
Survivor Series. You're right. I'm
That right
wrong.
there should have been. Man, NXT dominated Survivor Series.
They did, obviously. We were there the night before. I was there the night after. I went to every event that week in Chicago except for Survivor Series, and then I bought a Survivor Series hoodie. That was fun.
But we did go to the worst AEW event that they've had so far.
You thought it was the worst?
Yeah. Like, it's universally, like, normally AEW shows get, like, A's for weekly grades. That had a C-.
I don't care. I had fun.
Oh, I had a blast. That was the most
fun I had all weekend.
Great.
Only because we were late for War Games, which I'm not blaming anybody.
Damn it, Mom.
But yeah, Charlotte shouldn't have won. Shayna Baszler should have won. Like, she has all the momentum on the main roster. She, I don't think it was single-handedly. I didn't see Survivor Series. I was working. I have an actual job. But I heard that she won, and then Becky Lynch put her through the table, which is like, oh, that's heat. That's good. That's a thing we can continue into WrestleMania season. Now it's Shayna Baszler versus Charlotte, and, of course, the person that doesn't need it, who has the most women's title reigns, I think, of anyone now, Charlotte Flair.
You know they're trying to get her to 16.
No, obviously. And then she's somehow going to, like, sneak in a 17th one just saying, I'm better than Ric Flair. Ooh.
What's killing me right now is that there's rumbles that Charlotte's going back to NXT to take on Rhea Ripley for the NXT women's title.
I heard that too.
That sounds terrible. And it has absolutely nothing to do with Rhea Ripley.
Because Charlotte Flair's going to win, which is the worst thing you could do. You want to boost NXT. You want to boost these new
NXT
stars.
don't need any help from the main roster.
I mean, it's the best show on WWE television right now.
It's not even close.
It's not.
You remember how scared I was when they said that they were going to USA? Like, my butthole was puckered for weeks after hearing that. And so far, so good.
Yeah, it's been just as good as it was on the network.
I'd say it's a little better.
It could be. I mean, it's 2 hours now, because it was only 1 hour.
That definitely makes a big
They
difference.
give a little more chance for everyone else to kind of, show up. Granted, everyone still doesn't wrestle like every week, because obviously they taped, 4 shows in a night back in the day?
Oh, back in the day, it was
when it was on the network.
It was like 6 or 7.
I'm pretty sure it was just 4.
No, it was like 6 or 7.
Because that would be
2 days.
That would be like almost 4 to 5 hours, depending on if they mess something up and had to refilm it, which they used to do for SmackDown all the time.
NXT UK does 5 shows per taping.
Okay, I'm sure they can get by with no commercials and everything.
Mm-hmm. NXT UK is actually another one that you gotta check out.
We watched it that one time.
They are that.
I missed Worlds Collide.
Worlds Collide was fantastic.
Was it?
Holy shit, Worlds Collide was fantastic. Oh my god.
I'm gonna have to check that out then.
Evil Finn is good Finn. And
Is that
Evil
when
Finn
you were watching
makes
it?
me happy.
Because you texted me on Tuesday.
No, actually, the
it.
reason I texted you that was because the big thing going right now into NXT Portland is Finn versus Gargano. And obviously at Worlds Collide, Finn beat Ilya Dragunov in a very hard-hitting, fantastic match. And then DYI got back together for one match against Mustache Mountain. Finn went and attacked Gargano in the backstage. Mustache Mountain intervened. And then Trent Seven was leaving something, and Finn came behind and crushed his throat in his car and said, I work on Wednesdays. I'll see you when I see you. Stay out of my business.
Nice.
Evil Finn is the shit. Period.
Yeah.
I forgot where I was going with this.
Well, I hadn't seen it. You just wanted to let me know, which is fine.
Oh, we were talking about Worlds Collide.
We were, just because I
forgot.
Yeah, it's fine. I lost track too.
My bad. Sorry, I got a 92.8% chub right now talking about Evil Finn. Sorry, forgive me.
All right, we got to move along in this Royal Rumble stuff. The next match was that Bayley,
Yep.
Lacey Evans. It was boring.
I mean, honestly, there was no.
I didn't pay attention.
I did pay attention, and I couldn't tell you what happened at all.
Yeah, that's fine. The next match was
strap match.
Yeah, it was a strap match.
Was a strap match.
Yeah. Which was the best feed match by far since the character, started wrestling.
Such a good match.
It was good.
Such a good match.
Dude, Dan and Bryant took such a beating.
They both did.
By the end, yeah, but Dan and Bryant in the early going, all the way to the halfway point, I was like, dude, you could hear. I mean, granted,
it still fucking hurts.
Yeah, Fiend was wearing
That's not
or whatever.
Yeah, that thing's not very thick, though.
No, it's not, but
like,
still.
That thing looks like...
You could hear it off Daniel Bryan's skin more than you could off the shirt or the vest or whatever he was wearing.
Yeah, I really want to know what that is. Like, it looks like a singlet, but it's not a singlet. It's making me super uncomfortable. I just need to know what it is exactly.
Yeah, Daniel Bryan took such a beating, and
the label lock with the strap.
That looks
awesome.
so good.
That was.
I mean, granted, I think it helped with the Fiend's mask already having an open mouth. I think that visual might be like going forward is going to be like a Fiend staple. It looks so just like hurtful and impactful.
I really hate the belt. I really hate.
You don't like the $6,000 belt?
I hate that damn thing so much.
I like that he had it like around his
face.
neck.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Like around his face, it's cool, but still,
and he just took it off.
I hate that thing. I hate that thing so much. But yeah, I really hope that they keep Daniel Bryan going with the Fiend. I really do.
You know
but
they're not. It's gonna be Roman.
I know. Like
Daniel Bryan can make a good match with anybody.
He has unbelievable chemistry with Bray Wyatt.
He does.
Like anytime,
even their steel cage match way back when was fantastic. Was that in the Royal Rumble too? I think it was.
It might have been.
It was right after he was like, "Oh, I'm joining the Wyatt family," and then he just said, "No, I'm not doing it now."
I mean, they did have a really good opening match for the Rumble 6 years ago, so it might be 2014 Rumble.
I don't remember.
I know. That's. But no, I really enjoyed. Definitely really enjoyed the strap match.
Yeah.
A lot more than I was expecting.
I don't think anybody expected it to be like, strap match. Oh, I can't wait for
that. It's a terrible
gimmick.
Awesome. It's a terrible gimmick. Like, man, out of all the things.
I was thinking Texas bull rope match when I was going in, where they had to touch the turnbuckles.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know why. It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
But no, it's just that they're tied together.
Yeah, but that originally was the strap match, was like the four corners match.
That's what I thought. Though I hate those. Every time they come back,
they're so stupid. Like,
I gotta touch it because you know they're gonna hit 3 and then they're just not gonna make the last one.
Like just miraculously, like what was the last one? Wasn't it like JBL versus Cena maybe?
Versus might have been Cena. I know there was.
Could have been MVP too.
The last one I remember.
I know it was JBL.
The heel was going around tagging all the turnbuckles
because there was interference and they knocked out.
No, I was just saying the face was all, like as the heel was hitting him, he would turn away and go to the next one, and the face would like hit it also. I don't remember who it was.
I think Cena. It was when JBL had his cabinet, and what happened was I
don't think so, because I remember watching. I didn't watch wrestling live with the cabinet when he was champion.
I know for sure he had one. Like because I specifically remember the Basham brothers.
Okay.
And Orlando Jordan coming in and stomping the tar out of this guy. And JBL just walked around.
Did JBL and Jericho have one when Jericho first came back?
Oh, that's way too long ago, bud.
That was 2008. Oh. It was more recent than the one you're talking about. It was right after Jericho came back in 2007.
Jericho's been back like 7 times, though. It's very hard to remember all of them.
It's been, what, 12 years? Oh, my God. It's been 12 years since he came back. Having trouble with the stuff over there, bud?
Yeah, because it's falling on me, bud.
we need like pins or like
not a cardboard box. We need ring girls. We need ring girls to just walk around in bikinis and fan us. It's kind of hot.
What is it, UFC?
Yes.
Anyway, moving on from that, I don't want to spend too much time because we still have the whole Super Bowl preview to get to.
Yeah, we definitely got the preview.
Becky Lynch versus Asuka was good. Both their matches for the title have been fun to watch.
Another one of those that have great chemistry no matter what they do.
Yep. Asuka's so underrated.
Asuka deserves so much better.
Dude, she shouldn't have lost to Charlotte.
I looked at her professional wrestling record.
Yeah.
And literally, she has more losses in the WWE than
anywhere else.
And it's not even close.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think she has double-digit losses in any other company except the WWE.
Yeah. Her losing to Charlotte at WrestleMania, it was shocking.
That was the streak. That was
when they killed her. Like, she was undefeated, and then all of a sudden it's like, that's how she got beat, is by Charlotte, of course. But
that wasn't a triple threat match.
No, it was just Charlotte.
Yeah, she tapped out.
Yeah. It's like, that's not, no. Like, I don't want to compare it to anything else because, like, yeah, everyone was shocked because everyone expected, this is when Asuka's going to win. She didn't. She won like a year later, and nobody cared because that killed her momentum.
And that was what, maybe 2 months after she came up to the main roster?
Yeah. And then she
spends 2 years in NXT just dominating everybody.
She leaves NXT undefeated and retires the title, vacates the title.
Yeah, because she was that fucking good.
Yeah, comes up, fights, and, builds momentum to WrestleMania. She won the Women's Royal Rumble in the first ever. Shinsuke also won, and then both those matches were just like letdowns. The match was good at least for Asuka and Charlotte, but the ending is like shocking, but not what we wanted because Asuka should have won, and now we know why because she's lost more than she's won since then, which is stupid. And then she wins the title last year, and then just willy-nilly on the road to WrestleMania is like, oh, Charlotte beats her on SmackDown for no reason, just so that Becky can win both titles.
Yeah.
Instead of just putting Asuka in there. It's like, oh, we gotta have Charlotte in there. She's the best WWE, and then we got Ronda Rousey, best in UFC, and then we got Becky Lynch, the hot hand. Gotta do that. It's like, no.
Literally with 2 weeks. It was like 2 weeks before WrestleMania when they decided that.
It just ran. God. I don't even know what was the reasoning behind Charlotte getting a title match. It's like just because.
Yeah, it was literally just because.
Just a random title match. Asuka hasn't defended a title in 30 days because they follow that rule. Brock.
No one follows that rule.
Brock. And they're just like, oh yeah, let's put the title on the line. Oh look, she lost, and then she doesn't get a rematch because Charlotte. And I think this might have been her only this might have been her first rematch. Because Becky had both titles, and then she lose it back to Charlotte? Or did she lose it to Bayley? Because Bayley's had it ever since.
Oh, yeah, Bayley's had it for 250 some odd days or something like that. It's crazy.
She's the longest reigning women's SmackDown Women's Champion. Are we getting rid of the women's champion? And we got rid of the NXT Women's Champion. They're just NXT champions now.
That's very confusing.
I don't like that.
It's very dumb.
And Becky came out and said, that's not what I meant when I said all that stuff on backstage, but, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, Becky, we keep getting off topic. Becky and Asuka was a good match, and I hope that brings Asuka's, relevance back, even though she lost.
I mean, she is still the tag team champion.
Yeah, because that's a division that isn't dead already.
Yeah, it's like...
because neither of them came out with the titles. I forgot that they were the champions.
Yeah. Yeah.
That division died in less than a year.
That division died before it was even made.
Yeah. Anyway, then we have the main event of the evening.
Oh.
Yeah, that was...
Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because Brock Lesnar, the WWE champion, was in the Rumble match.
All right.
Coming out at number 1, I unfortunately drew number 2 in the random select a number drawing contest.
And you got Elias.
I got the sacrificial lamb. I don't think you need those up there. Yeah, it's fine. Just put it in front of your face like I've been doing. Sacrificial lamb, who sings a song about being a sacrificial lamb. I think he was referring to Brock Lesnar, but obviously it was him. I gotta be honest, after the Rumble, I was like, dude, this is one of the best Rumbles in years.
It's definitely a tale of two Rumbles.
Since the last Edge Rumble, which was 2010. When he came back, I thought that Rumble was a good one. That's when CM Punk started and was taunting the crowd and be like, "Oh, watch me rise, because I'm the best. I'm the only one in the ring." And then just the Shawn Michaels storyline was there for halfway, and then Edge came back, and then that was the storyline. If you have a consistent this happens and then that happens and this happens all fluently, I think it's a good Rumble. 2010 did that. 2011 tried to do that with the 40-man.
Oh,
they had the core come out.
That was just way too long.
And then the core didn't come out, and then the new Nexus came out, and then they left because John Cena, and then the core came out and left because of John Cena, and then it was sucked. This one, for half the match, Brock Lesnar's just taking it to everybody.
And what was really bad about that, it would have been okay if it was guys that lower card, the Heath Slaters of the world.
I don't mind having one shock elimination by Brock. The John Morrison thing kind of me off.
That was terrible.
He gets
John
Morrison's back.
Terrible.
He's getting built up with the Miz. Gets thrown in there in 9 seconds. He gets granted the way he got eliminated.
F5.
It wasn't an F5. I don't think so.
Oh, it was a suplex that spun around. It was fantastic.
It was awesome, but he should have been out there longer than 9 frickin' seconds.
Oh, absolutely. And even
just diminished his return.
Kofi.
He was the first one. Well, was he the first one to last more than
But still, you're what he did last year was fantastic.
Yeah.
I've never once ever woke up and said, "Man, I really care about what happens to Kofi Kingston." And then he went on that magical run, gets screwed by the Fox guys.
Which was also like 9 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is the first time since he apparently forgot that he was champ for almost a year. And he's going to last like 2 minutes. And then Big E's going to come in, and they're going to 3-on-1 him with Rey Mysterio.
Only because Xavier Woods wasn't there. I guarantee that.
Oh, I mean...
I know Ray... Like, it made sense because Ray also had...
storyline-wise, makes perfect sense.
Because
But
Ray
still,
and
it's
Cain
just...
Velasquez. Just the fact that they all hit their finishers, then immediately he's like, nope, screw you guys, throwing y'all out.
Right, like... Especially
Granted,
Big E's.
Granted, it's frustrating, but at the same time, it did build the whoever was going to eliminate him as the guy you need to watch. I saw a review where the guys were like, if you've never watched wrestling a day in your life and you watch this match, it's like Brock Lesnar's guy you don't want to mess with. And then as soon as he gets eliminated by Drew, it's like you also don't want to mess with that guy.
It did right away. Like, it was either Lesnar was going to win or McIntyre was going to eliminate. There was no other possible candidate for it. Except Keith fucking Lee.
Limitless. I was gonna say Keith Lee, and then he only lasted 2 entrants.
He got eliminated with Braun Strowman.
I know.
Like, I'm sorry.
I got so excited when Keith Lee came out, and then when Braun came out, I was like, "Oh, dude, it's the big boys coming out the party."
It's done. And just immediately,
yeah,
I'm like,
the fact that he eliminated both at the same time is like, come on. Keith Lee deserved more. Yeah, fine, eliminate him, but give him more than. What?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Was it 60 seconds or was it 90 seconds? It was 90. I think it was supposed to be 90 seconds.
Oh yeah, dude. There was some as quick as like 30 seconds, and then there was a stretch in there. It was like 2-3 minutes, and I'm like, all right, guys.
We had somebody keeping time for like 10 straight entries. They're like, yeah, it's
because it's never 90 seconds.
No, we don't know when it starts. We don't. Is it when they get in the ring? Is it when they come out?
Yeah, God knows.
Anyway, I think Keith Lee should have been in there with Drew. Maybe have Brock eliminate Keith Lee right then and there, and then the Ball Buster, and then the Claymore. That would have been cool. That would have been, okay, Keith Lee was in there, had a good showing, but he didn't have a good showing.
Dude, Keith Lee is the hottest thing going right now. Like, he went from an overthought guy, and he started having those matches with...
He made his WWE debut on screen at NXT TakeOver Chicago, too, and you were like... Who's that guy?
Yeah, no idea. Like
usually you're on top of that stuff. You're like, oh, that's the one guy they signed.
Yeah.
I was like, don't you know more about him?
Yeah, no, I had no idea who this guy was. Like, I looked him up after the fact and everything, and I'm like, okay, like, he's an athletic fat dude, big dude, like. And he started showing up on NXT. He got hurt. He came back. Him and Dijakovic, which I still hate that stupid name so much. Like, why couldn't they just keep him? Because they went through Dominic Dijak, they went through Chris Dijak, and then they finally settled with Dominic Dijakovic. On TV.
WWE is weird with
Oh
names,
my! It drove me nuts. Like, I'm sorry, that's Dijak from ROH, which somehow is still in fucking business. But anyway, Keith Lee had those matches, and then Keith Lee did what he did at Survivor Series. And his
stood toe-to-toe with Roman. And they I think they kind of hurt his momentum by just
Brock was impressed with him. Brock,
big boy.
Yeah,
who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, apparently he did turn to Heyman and was like, who the fuck is this guy? But man, they blew it with him. Like, this should have been a massive, like, I texted you as soon as we heard the bask in his glory.
Yeah.
And
then, like, 2 minutes later, you're like, well. Our meteorologist, Joey Marino, was also at that party, and he drew Keith Lee. And he was excited, and then he got eliminated not faster than Elias, like I did, but, like, in 2 spots, it's like, well, at least it was somebody cool. I'm like, hey, man, Elias was cool, like, that 1 week. But once Brock got eliminated by Drew, everything, I think, picked up.
Oh, everything was fantastic. Like it really was the tale of 2 Royal Rumbles. And the best part is they both worked.
They did.
As much as we can complain about Brock.
Because my dad was watching it also at his house, and he was texting me, "This is so boring. This is the worst Rumble ever." And then as soon as it was over, everyone was like, "Dude, that was a good Rumble. That was awesome." It's like because the story actually worked. People on the internet, like us, like other people, were way too quick to judge and just sit back and relax and just enjoy the product. I mean, we're all sick of Brock. Let's be honest. Like, there might be 2% of wrestling fans that are watching that aren't sick of Brock. But that storytelling of, look, he's the bad guy. We all know he's a badass. Kicking ass,
there ain't
taking
no
names.
denying that.
I mean, they built Drew McIntyre like a legitimate, like, top guy in the company.
Just
Can we
I
talk about Drew
remember.
McIntyre also?
Yeah, like I'm sorry when he was in coming around.
When he was the chosen one, nobody liked him. He was boring. His gimmick
he was
dumb.
so bland. Like he was built like fucking Gumby.
He was thin. He was lean and thin.
Like I'm just sitting here like this is supposed to be the chosen one, and then
Yeah.
he goes to TNA.
Well, we gotta. All he had was that stupid double hook DDT, which Dean Ambrose took, or John Moxley. Sorry. What did he call it? The Future Shock DDT? Dumb, stupid. And
so
then,
terrible.
and then he fell off that so fast. He got teamed up with 3MB. He
wasn't 3MB.
It was 3MB.
He was the lead singer of 3MB.
And then he gets. He asked for his release. They're like, "Fine, we ain't got nothing for you. Leave." And then TNA happens. He.
Gets massive.
He bulks up something awful.
Oh my god!
He grows a little bit of facial hair.
And
All of a
chest
sudden,
hair.
he looks like
Yeah, it looks like looks like a motherfucker you don't fuck with. I said ooh.
There's a lot of F words coming out of your. You're lucky that we're not
Oh.
sponsored by anybody right now. Not not sponsored, but and then
Hashtag we're looking.
and then he goes on the independent circuit, not just TNA, wins a bunch of titles, and then they're like, we should probably resign him.
And he
before
comes
gets
back
away.
to NXT and
Wins
bam.
the title immediately from did he beat Bobby Roode?
It was either Bobby or
Or did
it
Bobby
was,
beat him?
Andrade. It was either Bobby or Andrade.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure.
I think Drew either beat Bobby and then Andrade beat him, or vice
I forget
versa.
that Andrade was an NXT champion.
Yeah,
And
well,
he was an NXT champion for like a good.
in storyline wise, he probably forgets he was NXT champion after that concrete DDT he took, which is really to write him off television while he serves his 30-day suspension. But I don't want to talk about
That's
that.
steroids.
Probably.
No. They didn't announce what it was.
Yeah. Anyway, Drew looks like a monster. And then we got to talk about probably the moment of the entire night. Number 21. You think you know me?
Oh,
Dude.
my God.
Everyone probably expected it because there's
There
been
were
rumors
just so
for
many
months.
rumors.
For months.
So many. And it didn't dull the moment at all.
As soon as you hear the music, it's real, it's coming. Dude, everyone in that room jumped up and were on their feet except Kiana, who was asleep.
I nearly had a damn stroke.
Dude, we were so excited. We were all hugging each other, high-fiving each other. We were so excited. And then he came out way too early, by the way. Like, the drums hadn't even stopped, and he was already out there, like, doing his thing. Like, dude, you gotta wait, like, an extra, 20 seconds.
Who cares?
But as soon as he comes
cares?
out as soon as he's done and, like, calms down, he comes out of the fog and just, like, he's about to cry.
Yeah,
It's
I've
been
been
waiting for
dude,
this
if he cries, I'm gonna cry.
for
Like,
9 years.
Oh.
Because who wants their last match to be against Alberto Del Rio? That
dude is such a prick.
That's probably the reason he wanted to come back. He's like, I don't want my last match to be against him. I want it to be against Orton or Christian or Cena or.
Honestly, it's probably gonna be Orton. It's definitely not gonna be WrestleMania. He's got a 3-year deal, 25 appearances per year, 5 matches.
I heard at least 3 matches.
5 matches.
Max.
I don't know if it's like per year or if it's 5 matches through the 3. I would assume because he went 25 minutes in the Royal Rumble. Yeah. I think his neck's doing pretty good.
Yeah, and just every time he took a spear, I'm just like, no.
I swear to God, I want to beat whoever was working the cameras when they missed the first spear. I don't get. I read some guy.
The director just.
Some guy. Oh, who cares if you missed the first spear? There was many more. It's not the point.
Not the same. This dude hasn't wrestled in 9 years because he couldn't. He like legitimately could not.
Yeah, like they're like, you take one more bump, you might not be.
You might die.
You might be dead. In best case scenario, you're paralyzed from the neck down.
Same thing with Daniel Bryan. And his first match back, what was it? Last year or 2 years ago?
I think it was last year.
No, it was 2 years ago because he was with Shane and he wrestled Kofi last year at Mania. So it was 2 years ago now.
Okay.
Where like as soon as he tagged in, I'm like, oh god, just don't
And
let her
that Kevin Owens power bomb. Oh,
I didn't like it.
Oh, that was rough.
And then every time Edge like hit another spin, I'm like, oh god.
I don't care. It was fantastic. He looked great. He looked
in the best shape since he was like.
Okay, I knew Edge was a little bit older.
He's 46.
Did not know he was 46. Like I would assume like 40.
Yeah,
like,
he retired when he was, what, 38?
Yeah. Like
39?
35 maybe.
39.
9 years.
Yeah, he's 46 now.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Math's a little off.
Yeah.
Math's a little off. It's okay.
Yeah, so he's...
It's okay.
30... Yeah.
But it's killing me right now. Like, Edge is 46. Orton's pushing 40.
MVP came back and was there. And Rey
MVP!
Mysterio was there. I
was...
posted this on Facebook on Monday night. I'm like, Rey Mysterio, Edge, MVP.
It's the SmackDown.
Is this 2009?
Yeah,
what
right?
happened?
That looks like that was a one-off for MVP. He came back for the Rumble, and
he had a match with Rey just to be like, I want my kid to see me wrestle Rey Mysterio as a favorite wrestler, and then I want to be done.
He's not retiring.
No, he's done with WWE.
He's done with WWE.
He always said I didn't want to really come back to WWE unless I had a reason to. That was his reason.
That was good enough reason, and good on them for letting him come back and do it.
I mean, he botched the finish of that match on Raw, but it's fine. He just stood up right before the end of the 619 for no reason and just took it on the back.
Yeah, it happens.
It's fine. I don't blame you, MVP. It was your last match in there. It's fine.
But yeah, Edge coming back, like I said, with the day that it was and everything, like that brought the spirits up.
And then he
didn't just go in, spear two people, and get thrown out.
He was in there till the final three.
He was there. I was sitting there for a minute, and I'm like, are they really going?
Didn't make any sense because
I know it didn't make any sense, but when it was down to him, Orton, McIntyre, and Reigns, I'm sitting there. I'm like, there's no way that they're gonna let him over Reigns and Well, at least Reigns, like for sure Reigns. Yeah. But I was there for a second, like when him and Roman were hanging on the apron. I'm like, they're really gonna do this.
And then Edge went out, and then it's like, oh, cool, Roman's going to win.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, that was my thought, too. I'm like, great. Because I saw him hanging on the rope, and I'm like, this is what's going to happen. Edge is going to fall, and then McIntyre's going to try to do his Claymore or something, and Roman's just going to drop the thing down, and over he goes, and done, and here we are with fucking Roman winning again.
But no, that's not what happened, thankfully. Drew McIntyre, who was the right choice.
Very right choice.
Dude, everyone going into the Rumble, even me saying, is like, whoever eliminates Brock is going to fight Brock at Mania, then whoever wins the Rumble is going to fight The Fiend. And they just went
both.
They just went full in on Drew McIntyre, which is, I mean, this means more than Vince McMahon saying you're the chosen one. This is like, we all think you're the chosen one.
And he definitely does not want to be called the chosen one anymore.
I think he's done with that.
So,
great finish to
a fantastic Rumble.
Fantastic Rumble match, fantastic Rumble pay-per-view, because both matches were fun to watch. Both Rumble matches were fun. Yeah, Bayley Lacey Evans happened. Yeah, the pre-show matches were just kind of... I am happy Sheamus is back, but he could have fought something better than
don't say
Chad Gable.
Thank you.
Chad Gable.
Oh, my God.
But
how did he agree to that?
I see, because it gave him more TV time. He was doing nothing. I think Jason Jordan's pretty much done wrestling.
Yeah, I think
he's been gone for 2 years now.
I think his next, and there's they don't even mention him anymore or nothing. Yeah. So I think worst thing they ever did was separate Jordan Gable.
I agree.
I'm sorry, American Alpha.
If Jason Jordan does come back, put him with Chad Gable and bring back American Alpha.
Chad Gable.
All right. Well, that has been an hour. We have 15 minutes to talk about the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, like I said, at this point, there isn't a whole lot left to say, analyze, all of that. Once the Pro Bowl is over, and even then, no one cares about the Pro Bowl.
Once the last championship game hits, it's all Super Bowl talk.
Yeah.
People don't talk about the Pro Bowl until it's Sunday.
People talk about
Thursday.
the Pro Bowl. And the worst part is the Pro Bowl happened the day Kobe died, so
Yeah.
no
Nobody
one
cared.
at all cared about the
Although
Pro
I did
Bowl.
watch the Mic'd Up on NFL's YouTube. They have so much fun when they're
Actually,
there.
I lied. I actually watched the whole Pro Bowl.
I did not. I was on my way to Brandon's.
I did because I was watching. I was just watching what was over on ESPN, and then I found out Kobe died, and turned on ESPN, and it was the Pro Bowl, and I figured the best place to find out what happened to Kobe was probably this, so I actually ended up watching the whole Pro Bowl. Don't ask me. Actually, I take that back. Devontae Adams had a fantastic game, and so did Zadarius Smith.
Yeah.
What was that over there, bud?
That was my alarm going off, which I thought I had muted just because we had gone for an hour. It's fine. It's all good.
So yeah, we'll still talk about the Super
Pro Bowl.
We'll talk about the Super Bowl for.
Let me just say one more thing about the Pro Bowl. Everyone hates the jerseys except me.
Those things
liked
were
them.
hideous.
I didn't, but I thought they were
Those were
orange.
bad.
I'm like, no, they were more gold. Did you see the on-field ones? They looked a lot better than the ones I showed you on
The Pro Bowl jerseys were bad.
Nah.
They need to
fine.
stick to the red and the blue and call it a day.
I mean, they were better than the red and blue with the neon green for no reason. Or the neon yellow and orange ones.
You just opened up repressed memories.
Dude, I would take the ones from
this.
this year all day over those gray or highlighter orange, hunting orange, and highlighter yellow ones.
All the Seahawks' faults for those ugly uniforms.
I like the Seahawks new uniforms just because it's not that. I mean,
Their
their neon green ones suck.
No, we're talking about
they're
when they used to be
navy.
that ugly blue.
Oh, yeah.
And then they started just
the
randomly
neon
wearing
green.
the highlighter yellow,
Yeah,
and
green.
then
It's
that
green.
became a thing.
It's green.
It's stupid.
It's green,
I
though.
don't care what color. It could be fuchsia for all I care.
But I think
stupid.
their Nike version with the dark blue, the navy blue, and the lime green with a little bit of lime green to just accent it.
Like the
is
trim line.
Yeah, with
yes,
a little bit on the
yes,
shoulder, and
yes.
then a little bit around the collar, and then down
not
the pant
terrible.
legs, and around and the outline of the numbers. That's enough lime green. And then they had the Color Rush promotion where they're all lime green.
Yeah,
Those
what happened
are
to that?
awful. Nobody cared. Nobody was tuning in. They only did it to have people tune in on Thursday Night Football, and it just didn't have it.
Well, I mean, Thursday Night Football sucks.
I mean, unless there's two good teams going at it.
And even then, it usually sucks.
Because people are working, man. I work for Fox on Thursday nights. I literally cannot watch it because I'm part of the news.
Us working has nothing to do with the game sucking, bud.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I mean, the Packers-Eagles game was good till they couldn't score in six plays in the red zone.
We're not talking about that. We're not talking about that.
Should we talk about the NFC Championship
Yeah,
game?
we're gonna. Look, everyone for the past
Packers
20
summary.
years, how to beat Green Bay is run the ball down their throat.
Yep.
Best
at least 15. I mean, here we were, our first podcast. We talked 2 hours about the Packers, excited about the playoffs, and here we are after the playoffs. We're like, yeah, we probably weren't as good as we thought we were.
It's not that we were. We definitely lucked out.
I mean, the big teams we beat were what? Minnesota, where it's division game. They're always going to be close. And
That
who knows
Minnesota
who's going to win? Kansas City, but
without Patty, no one counts that.
Second time we played Minnesota, they didn't have Dalvin Cook or their entire offensive line. We barely beat Detroit with literally nobody playing. I mean, I think our schedule lined up, and I thought we were good enough to be playoff bound. I thought that before the season. I said I think we would fight for a playoff
I was
spot.
definitely looking at 10-6, 11-5, something
wild
like
card,
that.
and probably traveling to Seattle or Dallas, which
We
played
beat
Seattle
Dallas
anyway.
too, but they suck now.
I mean, that was after they went 3-0, they were 3-1, and they're like, yeah, they're probably not
see,
as
what
good as
killed
everyone
us
thought.
is at the time when we beat all these teams, they were really good.
Yeah.
And then by the end of the year, they all kind of sucked. So
Yeah.
I
mean,
definitely.
we still had the best record of teams with winning records going into the game. The Panthers were looking like a playoff team when we went and beat them, and then once we beat them, I don't think they won another game the rest of the year.
Right. I think you're right. They
Detroit
definitely
lost to Kansas City when they got screwed, and
Don't
then
say
they
that.
got screwed by us and didn't win. Not by us. Look, we didn't screw the Lions. We didn't pay
you
off the
fucking said
refs.
it. Oh boy.
The referees just don't like Detroit. Let's just be honest. We just happen to be the beneficiaries this time. Anyway, I don't want to get into that. But, like, we barely beat the Lions. We didn't lead either game against them. Did you know that? Until the final?
Yep.
That's ridiculous.
Man,
we beat Oakland when they were supposed to start picking things up.
I think Oakland had a pretty damn good year.
I mean, 'cause nobody expected them to win even like 4 games. They wound up like being close. They won what 9? They went 9-7.
No, I think they went 7-9. But they were still alive in the playoffs at the week 17.
Yeah, they just needed like 6 things to happen.
Actually, they needed 3.
Well, they needed 3 things the week before to stay in the playoff.
No, they needed like 6 the week before.
Okay, well then.
Yeah, like
overall.
they lucked out.
And then they
majorly.
lost, so it didn't matter anyway.
Yeah. So.
But I mean, I'm just saying, like the teams with winning records, you can't count the Bears even because they were winless. Both teams were winless going in. Next week, Minnesota was 1-0. We beat them. A week after that
Philly.
Was Denver. They were 0-2. That doesn't count.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Then Philly.
Because we were 3-0. It was a battle of 3-0s, wasn't it?
Yes. No. Philly lost to Atlanta. They were like 2-1, but they still had a winning record.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and then they beat us, and we wound up being
3-1. 3-1. Yep, you're right about that one.
which they shouldn't have won, but whatever. Who else did we beat with a winning record? Not a winning record.
San Francisco. Or wait.
No, we lost.
No, never mind.
Trust me, we lost that game like 4 times this year.
We've lost that game multiple times.
Oh my god. I don't have our schedule. I wish I could just pull up our schedule, but I have a computer in front of me, but I don't want to like click and stuff.
I don't want to make the clicky clicks.
You know, but I mean, we got time. We got a little bit of time here. 2019 schedule. Yes, we should have done our research, but I wasn't gonna talk about it. I was just gonna do Super Bowl stuff. It's fine. I don't care about preseason. Yeah, the Cowboys had a winning record going in. The Eagles actually had a winning record going into the first matchup. They were 2-1-1. 2-1-1 going in, and we beat them, and they didn't win another game.
Wait, the Eagles tied?
The Lions.
Oh, the
I
Lions.
said the Lions had a winning record going into the first game. Raiders had a winning record going in. Chiefs had a winning record going in. Chargers didn't, but we lost to them.
Hey, we're not talking about that game.
And they didn't even score-wise. They didn't even beat us that bad. We just didn't look good.
We looked awful.
Panthers had a winning record going in. I think the Vikings had a winning record going in. Did the Bears have a winning record going into the second game?
Yes.
Because they had just beat Dallas to get a winning record. I was at that Bears Chicago game. Or, obviously, Chicago-Dallas game. Sorry.
Damn.
It was cold.
It was cold.
But I was there. And I was like their last. No, they beat the Vikings in week 17. They barely beat the Vikings backups. That was fun. Anyway, yeah, we had the best record against teams with winning records going in. Granted, all the teams wound up sucking by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the Packer effect. Maybe we were just so good that we made them suck. That's probably not true. People say we were the worst 13-3 team of all time.
Man, I find it hard to.
There was only one other team that had a worse point differential than us at 13-3. That was the Baltimore Colts in the 60s.
I was about to say, wasn't the Elvis Gerbach led Ravens from 2013-3 and they were terrible too?
Yeah, but not as bad as us, I guess.
Oh.
According to point difference, which stats are stats.
Yeah.
We had something special about us. Our defense made the plays they needed to make for the most part, except for the 3 losses. Even in the Eagles game, they made a bunch of plays. The offense just sputtered out, which it sucked because the entire first 3 quarters of that game we looked good offensively. And then we got to the red zone and just forgot how to football. Anyway, we go to the NFC Championship game. 49ers beat the bricks off us.
I wouldn't even say that.
Dude, it was over by halftime. It was, 35-0, 38-0.
No, it wasn't that bad.
They
only beat us by 17.
27-0 then.
Yeah, it was something like that.
And then we had a little bit of offense going. If we would, I think honestly, had we played way we were playing the second half, I don't care. People think it was garbage time. It wasn't garbage time. There was a whole half to go when we started looking good.
Yeah.
And if we don't fumble the ball, where Rodgers doesn't even touch it on that last drive before halftime, I think it's a whole different game. I still think we lose for sure. But it would have been a close game.
I mean,
we would have had a chance.
It was a lot closer than the score. It really was. Jimmy G didn't do anything yet again.
Yeah, we just need a run defense.
Well,
Speaking of run defenses, the Chiefs had one of the worst defenses ever last year.
and
Went out and got Honey Badger. Went out and got. Do they have Terrell Suggs still?
yes, they do have Suggs.
Went out and grabbed him, and they shored up their defense. They're not.
Their pass defense is good. Their pass defense.
I'd say they're on par with us because Packers' pass defense, for the most part, was very good this year. We had injuries.
Holy shit! I never thought I'd hear you say that.
What?
Here, let me just look at your face when I say the following name: Kevin
No,
King.
you fucking dare mention that name. Because Jair Alexander, Tramon Williams, Adrian Amos, they were solid almost all year.
Don't forget about Savage and Sullivan.
When he was healthy, because he kept getting hurt about halfway to the end of the year.
Losing Raven Green sucked.
Yes, it did, and he never played again.
I think he played the Giants game. I think that's the game he came back.
Did he?
Oh, you might be right.
I thought they activated him, but they never played him.
They activated him.
Or they were talking about activating him, and then
They activated him for the game, but he was a healthy scratch the entire year, for the rest of the year. So,
but yeah, our D-backs, I think we're good. Kevin King drives me crazy because he'll give up a gigantic play and then get a pick like the next drive.
he's very.
But
hot.
he gives up way too many big plays for my liking. Like, my dad's like, he's not that bad. I don't know why you hate him that much. First of all, we traded down to get him.
Oh, my God.
When we could have got T.J. Watt. And I will bring this up till the day I die. We should have drafted T.J. Watt in that spot because we traded away.
He ain't going to be living very much
I don't
longer.
remember who we traded that pick to, but the Steelers were next after us, and they picked up T.J. Watt, and he's a, two-time Pro Bowler already? He's only been in the league for 2 years? 3 years.
He takes this very serious.
Plus, I'm a big Badger fan. I knew how good he was, and Zach was like, I don't like Big Ten football.
Yeah,
It's
honestly.
boring. All they do is run. It's like, no, you watch Ohio State, all they do is pass. Shut up. Yeah, they had Zeke for a couple years. But
Go Ducks.
yeah, go away.
Go
Anyway,
Ducks.
we could have had T.J. Watt when we needed, a defensive line and linebackers and all that stuff. And instead, we traded out. Granted, we needed just all of defense that year. So whoever we got was going to be an upgrade. But now here we are, 3 years into the Kevin King experience, and I'm not sold on him. Is he better than what we had? Sure. Could we have gotten better? Hell
Yes.
yeah. I like Kevin King because he seems to be a ball hawk. But when he tries to make the big play and misses, he goes
misses
for
badly.
60 yards.
Missed badly.
And I said that, I feel like every game he had a big play given up. Yeah, he would usually have a pick after that too. But in the Vikings game in week 2, he gave up a gigantic play where they wound up scoring. And yeah, he had
that's just Stephen Diggs. It doesn't matter who is going to be on him. That's what Stephen Diggs does. He gets 3 catches for 180 yards and 2 TDs against us.
And while what's his face?
Thielen
does everything else.
Yeah, man, I don't want to.
Dalvin Cook had that 75-yard running TD.
God, I hate Stephen Diggs.
I don't like him.
I just don't like him.
I was sitting there slack-jawed and all in that Minneapolis Miracle, not even mad until I realized it was Stephon Diggs. I'm like, God damn it, why him?
I can't.
I was at the
and
time.
That's what he does. He comes into Green Bay and it's 3 catches for 180 yards and 2 TDs.
Yep, I was there in the tie. The year they tied the Vikings in week 2, and he had the. I don't know how Thielen caught that tying touchdown, and then Diggs had that 2-point conversion where I don't know how he caught that either. It was ridiculous. I hate them both. Granted, I'm a Packers fan, so I hate most Minnesota Vikings. Kirk Cousins could have won the NFC Pro Bowl, but he sucked. Granted, I don't watch the Pro Bowl. I don't know what happened, but he threw 2 picks.
Okay, I know this year's agenda is to make fun of Kirk Cousins, but he had a good year.
Yeah, once Diggs quit on him and called him out. Like the little bitch that he is.
God, I hate Diggs so much.
Oh my God, the Saints game where he's just they're winning, they're beating the Saints who nobody gave them a chance to, and he's bitching on the sidelines because he didn't have a catch. You had a target, you dropped it. Shut up. And then he wound up having a touchdome, a gigantic play towards the end. It's like, dude,
all right, back to the NFC Championship.
We're trying to talk about the Super Bowl here. we're already a minute 15 in.
A minute 15, huh?
Yeah. Well, it might be a couple minutes more because I didn't hit sleep fast enough. I'm so happy for the Chiefs, though.
Oh, absolutely.
you can't hate Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes makes the NFL better.
Yes. He is what everyone thinks Tom Brady was for the last 20 years. I think Patrick Mahomes is going to be the best quarterback ever when it's all said and done.
It's going to be a lot of fun watching Mahomes, Watson, and Jackson.
The new class of quarterbacks is going to be – and they're all good guys. None of them are assholes.
Like Stephen Diggs.
Well, he's a receiver. And then you also had people like Ben Roethlisberger, who –
Rapelessberger?
Uh-huh.
Rapelessberger?
And everyone loves Eli. I know he just retired, and he does do a lot of good things for the public, but
Eli's actually a good person, damn it.
I'm not a fan of the people like him and John Elway who were like, oh, I got drafted by this team. I'm not playing for this team. I will just not play for you.
Yeah, I never thought Eli was that good for that one. But
And he did. He got drafted by the Chargers. Like, I'm not playing for you. Trade me or I'm not playing. Fine, go to the Giants. We'll take Phillip Rivers, and he'll just have Hall of Fame numbers, but never a playoff win. He had like 2 playoff wins in his career.
I thought he had like 6. I thought he made the AFC Championship like 2 or 3 times.
Maybe.
I don't know. There was a stretch where it was literally Brady, Rivers, and Roethlisberger in the AFC Championship game.
Well, in the Super Bowl up until this year and 2012, it was either Manning, Roethlisberger, or Brady.
Flacco.
That was it.
Flacco.
That was 2012. So if you take 2012 out, it's not Flacco.
Okay.
It's just those 3.
I was going to say, Flacco's in there like twice, I believe.
Once.
Is he just the once?
It was just the one time. 2012 when John Harbaugh beat Jim Harbaugh. Thank you, John Harbaugh. I don't know what I would do with the Jim Harbaugh Super Bowl champion.
Oh, no, isn't he in
Jim Harbaugh.
Michigan right now?
In sucking.
Okay.
Big one.
Oh.
They call it the big house. He's stuck in the big one right now.
Oh my.
Anyway.
It's a prison term.
I don't like Jim Harbaugh. Anyway, I'm so happy for Andy Reid. Patrick Mahomes is stellar. He's so much fun to watch. Was I happy that he was hurt in the Packers game? Not really, because I wanted to see Rodgers versus Mahomes.
Mahomes, like
I wanted to see that, and just when the championship game, we got the Super Bowl. Every time we could have had like Brady Rodgers in the Super Bowl, that all the analysts wanted. Either, well, the one time Brady got upset by the Jets, and then Rodgers
Sanchez,
lost and then Rodgers and the Packers it's not Rodgers' fault. Look, Skip Bayless and all of those Packers and Rodgers haters are like, oh, Aaron Rodgers is what 8-8 in playoffs, blah blah blah. It's like it's not his fault. He didn't touch the football for the last 7 minutes of that Seattle game that we talked about last time. Rodgers touched the ball last in regulation and willy-nilly scored a miracle touchdown to keep his team in it, never touched the ball again.
Larry Fitzgerald.
In the Falcons NFC Championship game, last time we were in the NFC Championship game, Rodgers gets the team down the field. Yeah, he didn't get much after that, but Mace Crosby misses a field goal. And then he's in the next drive, gets down there, and Ripkowski fumbles on the 5. That turns the tide. It's 14-0 instead of 14-10.
How the hell does that guy not have a job, by the way?
Ripkowski?
Yeah.
Because of that. Like that was his last big play.
But still,
we cut him immediately after, and I don't think he's been on a team since.
He hasn't been on a team. No, I think he went to Jacksonville for
maybe
training camp.
Did he do anything? No. It was training camp.
No, I'm surprised because he was a damn good fullback.
Couldn't handle the football.
Don't get me wrong, I love Vitale. Oh
Yeah,
my God,
yeah.
I'd rock a Vitale jersey all day, every day.
But yeah, people were like, "It's Rodgers' fault." It's not Rodgers' fault. He didn't have a defense. The one time he did have a defense, he made the Super Bowl.
Won the Super Bowl.
You don't give Tom Brady a defense. You give him a defense this year, and look what happens. You don't give Tom Brady a defense. All those other times they went to the Super Bowl, they don't win. I'm sorry. Like Doug, they didn't have one when they played the Eagles and they lost because of the big dick Nick.
Who really has a tiny dick?
Probably. I haven't seen it.
He played himself out of fucking Jacksonville.
That's
To a 6th round Gardner Minshew, Uncle Rico porn stash looking motherfucker.
yeah.
Come on.
Anyway, what are your predictions for the Super Bowl?
I see this game going one of two ways. If it's like a 21-17 game, something like that, probably going to be the Niners. But if we're looking at like the Saints game earlier this year, like that 52-49 whatever, I'm leaning towards the Chiefs. It comes down to, can the Chiefs defense hold off the run game of the 49ers, and then can the 49ers defense hold out Mahomes.
Yeah.
Mahomes will.
Can they contain the tight ends? I mean, the tight ends.
I mean, yeah, that honestly.
Kittle had one catch against the Packers in the AFC Championship game?
Because he only threw the ball like 12 times.
Yeah, he threw it 8 times.
Oh my God, we got our asses handed to us by a guy that threw the ball 8 motherfucking times.
Yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo's not the reason they're in the Super Bowl. Let me just say.
It is 100% that defense and the
defense
the
and the running backs.
It's the scheme.
Yeah.
You could probably go sign somebody off the street right now, plug them in to play on that 49ers team, and they'd go off for 100 yards rushing.
Just like the Patriots the last 20 years. Oh, you Patriots fans.
Jonas freaking Gray.
I saw on Facebook a guy says that as an unbiased Patriots fan, because, those exist. I don't know how you can root for a team with Mahomes and Andy Reid and Tyreek Hill. And Kelsey.
And Kelsey, too. He threw Kelsey in there.
Says the guy that has Belichick as a head coach and Juicer Edelman on the team.
Hey. You leave Jules alone.
I'm just saying, he's a cheater.
You leave Jules alone.
Belichick's
he also
a cheater.
likes to get drunk and jump on cars. You leave him alone.
And Tom Brady likes to deflate footballs and like, I killed my phone. Oh, I don't know. I didn't think that it would be needed, even though I already knew that was happening.
Kisses kids on the mouth.
So is Titus O'Neil.
Oh, okay. That's not weird at all.
After Titus O'Neil does it, they need tetanus shots. Tetanus O'Neil. Anyway.
See, like, the only person on the Chiefs that you can kind of say something about is Tyreek.
Yeah.
Mine is the shit that happened in college. Yeah, that's pretty. That's rough. Child abuse things went completely. Apparently his baby mama's just psycho. He got cleared of all charges, everything. Like nothing.
There's a lot of baby mamas like that.
Yeah, so like I don't get the hate for Tyreek. Like, again, shitty person for choking his pregnant girlfriend.
Yeah.
But he didn't beat his kid or anything like that, so.
It's bad.
I don't know. It's
I think it's worse than what Adrian Peterson did to his kid.
Dude, Adrian Peterson was just punishing his kids like shit.
Like, you acted up. So
right?
My dad beat me with the belt
yeah,
once.
I'm about to say, I got my ass beat with the switch, too.
Yeah,
like,
I love my father.
That ain't no abuse. That's just, guess what? You did something stupid and you go and learn.
Yeah, but they're celebrities, too. They can't do anything even remotely to parenting, I guess.
So, yeah.
I want the Chiefs to win.
Absolutely. Oh, bar none.
Because Andy Reid is the best coach to never have a Super Bowl championship. Fight me if you don't believe me. Granted, I'm 26, so I haven't lived that long. I didn't see every Super Bowl. But in my lifetime, he's the best coach to never have a Super Bowl trophy. An era where Pete Carroll has 2. Andy Reid needs at least 1.
Andy Reid deserves it.
He does. Andy Reid is a great guy. Great coach. I mean,
likes his double cheeseburgers.
Absolutely, he had a cheeseburger when he won the AFC Championship game.
Yep, that is he said he's going to win the Super Bowl. He's going to go get some double cheeseburgers.
Unfortunately, I see the Niners winning, and I hate myself because They don't need 6. They have 5. They're good with 5. Keep them with 5. And
I can see them both winning. Like I don't see this going one way or the other. I think it's either going to be a close, low-scoring game or a close, high-scoring game. And the more they score, the more I'm leaning towards Patty Mahomes.
Yeah. I don't want to get into a scorer's duel with Patrick Mahomes. Just like back in the day, people don't want to get a scoring duel with Drew Brees. Aaron Rodgers. Drew Brees. I was going to say Phillip Rivers, but he loses more of those even though he's put up a lot of points.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that. I'd put Rivers in there. Hey, Rivers is going to throw for 5 touchdowns, but he's also going to throw for 3 picks and have 4 fumbles.
It's like Brett Favre.
I wonder who has a worse interception percentage, him or Rivers.
Probably Brett Favre. I'm pretty sure it's a 2-to-1 ratio for Brett. Especially in those last few years where you're just chucking it all the time.
Right? Yeah, I'm just gonna close my eyes, fling this as hard as I can towards somebody, and hope for the best.
What's that meme with Baker Mayfield? Fuck it, Odell's gonna be out there somewhere.
Well, not this year, he wasn't.
Jameis too. He was like, fuck it, one of my teammates gonna be out there somewhere.
Fuck it, someone's gonna catch it.
Mr. 30 for 30 himself, Jameis Winston. I really want the Chiefs to win. I have a Chiefs hat. I will be wearing it this Sunday.
Yeah, I definitely root
I'm
for
hoping
the
this
Chiefs.
comes out before the Super Bowl so we don't look like idiots.
Right. Yeah, you know what? We're going to call it.
Yeah. It's been about an hour and a half. Guys, if you liked what you heard today, we want to make more of these more than just periodically. I have a weird schedule. I'll just say my schedule's been all over the place lately. We keep trying to get B involved, and he winds up having weird stuff happening on the days that we can do it, and then the days he can do it, I'm either working or Zach's
dying
doing stuff or sick or something. We want to make more. And
coronavirus.
I don't know when our next one's going to be or be about. I assume a WrestleMania preview because that's probably about as much time as we'll have. It's like every 3 weeks we'll be doing another one. Maybe we'll do what we wanted to do when everyone was sick and do some individual ones one week. Zach can talk about MMA, WWE, or
I do. You know I got the draft previews ready to go.
Draft preview.
Oh man, I'm so excited for the draft.
I can talk about some hockey or even music. If you guys want an entertainment section, we haven't talked about movies or TV shows yet. It's all been sports or sports entertainment. Brandon could talk about.
I don't care what anyone says. Wrestling is a sport.
I agree. I mean, hey man, it's like watching professional stuntmen just stunt all over each other.
Listen, my fat ass can't do half of what they can do, so.
Well, it's because you're fat.
Hey, I could call myself fat, you dick.
Anyway, we're going to call it. If you guys liked it, please like it. Please share it. Please do whatever. We want to gain some traction. We want to get fans. We want to keep doing this. We have fun talking to you guys.
Just don't tell us to go fuck ourselves, please.
Well, I mean, you're going to get that
you can,
regardless.
but I would prefer not to.
I mean, I might cry myself to sleep. But
positive feedback, all right?
mean,
we're like koalas over here.
We can give negative feedback as long as it's not over the line. Even if it is over the line. I mean, it's the internet. We're going to get negative feedback like that.
It is
there
internet.
are trolls. Just asking not to is just going to feed it more.
Good.
I wouldn't be surprised if Brandon comments on this.
Good.
Like, you guys would be better with me.
Good. The more
Anyway.
people comment, the more people see it. So good.
Anyway, please like it, share it, do whatever. Comment on it. Tell us what you guys want us to talk about. We are trying to figure out more ideas. We talked about wrestling mostly this time. We talked about the NFL again. You want to hear about NHL? Me and Brandon can talk about that. You want to talk about UFC? Zach can probably talk to you about that. Want to talk about movies and music? We all have different tastes in that. I like rock. Zach likes country. Brandon likes whatever's on the radio. So we could talk about whatever. But for the ZB&J podcast.
Oh, my bad. I missed the cue completely.
For the ZB&J podcast.
I'm Z.
And I'm the J. We'll catch you guys next time.